Before we pray, just close your eyes for a moment. You don't have to try so hard right now. You don't have to feel anything specific. Just be still, because maybe you've been running on empty for longer than anyone knows, and your soul is tired. Maybe you've been showing up, praying when you can, trying to believe. But somewhere along the way, the fire dimmed, and you're not sure when it happened. You still believe. You haven't walked away, but it doesn't feel the same anymore. And that scares you. Let the air move slowly through you. You don't need to perform right now. You don't need to sound spiritual. You don't need to pretend you're okay. Just breathe. Let your shoulders fall. Unclench your jaw. There is no pressure in this moment. Nothing you need to prove. Nothing you need to fix. Just rest here and know that you are seen. If you've been feeling spiritually empty, you are not alone. If worship feels like work instead of wonder, I understand. You're human and you're exhausted. There's a kind of tiredness that sleep doesn't fix, a weariness that goes deeper than your body. It settles in your spirit, makes everything feel heavy, makes God feel distant, even when you know He's there. You've been holding on. But holding on is exhausting when you're doing it alone. And maybe you've been alone for a while now, not because people aren't around, but because no one really sees how tired you are, how hard it's been to keep believing, how much effort it takes just to show up. You look fine on the outside, but inside, you're running on fumes, and you're afraid to admit it. Because what if saying it out loud makes it real? What if people judge you? What if God is disappointed? But here's what I need you to hear today. God is not disappointed in you. He's not frustrated with your struggle. He's not keeping score of your weak moments. He sees you. He knows you're tired, and He's not asking you to try harder. He's asking you to rest. The prophet Elijah once sat under a tree and told God he was done. He was exhausted, discouraged, ready to give up, and God didn't lecture him, didn't tell him to pull himself together. God let him sleep, fed him, and spoke to him gently. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is admit you're tired and let God carry you for a while. You don't have to generate your own strength. You don't have to manufacture faith. You don't have to fake joy you don't feel. God meets you where you are, even when where you are feels empty. So in this quiet, I want to speak to Him for you now, Father. Look at this person listening, the one who is so tired, the one who has been trying to keep going, trying to stay faithful, trying to believe, but feels like they're barely holding on. Meet them here, in this quiet, honest space. See them as they really are, not as they wish they were, not as they think they should be, but as they are right now. Tired, worn, fragile, and still yours. Bring rest to their spirit, the kind of rest that goes deeper than sleep, the kind that settles into the places words can't reach. Let them feel permission to stop striving, to stop performing, to stop pretending. Wrap your presence around them like a blanket, not demanding anything, just being near. Touch their weary heart, Lord, the part of them that's been running on empty, the part that's been giving and giving with nothing left to give, the part that's been showing up even when it hurt. Heal that place. Restore what's been depleted. Replenish what's been drained. Let your Spirit breathe life into their tired soul. Bring peace to their mind, the mind that's been racing with questions, the mind that wonders if they're doing enough, the mind that feels guilty for feeling this way. Quiet those voices. Silence the accusations. Still the fear that they're falling behind. Remind them that your love isn't based on their performance. that your grace doesn't run out when their strength does, that you're not measuring their worth by their productivity. Some of them feel guilty for being tired, like spiritual exhaustion means they failed somehow. Like true believers shouldn't struggle this way. But that's a lie. Break that lie at its root. Replace it with truth. The truth that even your strongest servants grew weary. That even those who walked closely with you needed rest. That being tired doesn't mean being distant from you. Sometimes it means being human. Be their comfort today, not their taskmaster, not their judge, their comfort, the one who sees their effort, who knows their heart, who loves them without condition. Guide them gently through this season, not with pressure, not with demands, with tenderness. Show them it's okay to slow down. It's okay to say no. It's okay to take a breath. Help them trust that you're not disappointed, that you're not keeping score, that you're not waiting for them to prove themselves. You're simply waiting to hold them. For those who feel distant from you, who used to feel your presence clearly but now feel nothing, who wonder if you've moved away, remind them that distance is an illusion, that you never left, that what they're experiencing is exhaustion, not abandonment. Draw near to them in ways they can feel, even if it's just a whisper, even if it's just a flicker. Let them know you're still there. For those carrying guilt about prayers that feel empty, about worship that feels hollow, about faith that feels fragile, lift that burden from them. Show them that honesty is more valuable than pretense, that you'd rather have their real tired heart than their fake strong one, that you can work with weariness, but you can't work with walls. Teach them what it means to rest in you, not to rest from you, but in you. To let you be their strength when they have none. To lean their full weight on you. To stop trying to hold themselves up. Some of them are afraid of what people will think, afraid to admit they're struggling, afraid to show weakness. Free them from that fear. Surround them with grace. Let them find safe places to be real. People who won't judge. Spaces where honesty is welcomed. Because isolation makes exhaustion worse. And they've been isolated long enough. Some of them have cried alone in their car, in the parking lot before going inside, trying to pull themselves together before anyone sees. Some have sat in silence at night, staring at nothing, feeling everything and nothing all at once. Some are carrying their family on their shoulders, being strong for everyone else, while feeling weak inside. They smile during the day, but collapse at night. They answer "I'm fine" automatically, even though it's not true. They're afraid of being a burden, afraid of letting people down, afraid that if they stop, everything will fall apart, and no one knows how close they are to breaking. Lord, see them, the ones who carry everything, the ones who cry in private, the ones who feel like they can't afford to fall apart. Remind them they don't have to be strong for you, that you're not asking them to hold it all together, that it's okay to break because you catch what falls. Heal the parts of their faith that have been wounded, the disappointments that chipped away at their hope, the unanswered prayers that made them wonder if you were listening, the times they showed up and felt nothing. Those wounds are real. Acknowledge them. Touch them with your healing, not by erasing the pain, but by meeting them in it. Restore their joy, not the forced kind, not the kind they have to manufacture, the real kind, the kind that rises from deep rest, the kind that comes when they finally stop trying. Give them permission to be in process, to not have it all figured out, to be works in progress, to believe even when it's hard, because faith isn't the absence of doubt. It's the choice to hold on even when doubt is present, and they've been holding on, even when it hurt, even when it felt impossible. That matters. Let them feel your nearness today, not in loud ways, but in quiet ones. A moment of unexpected peace, a breath that feels lighter, a whisper in their spirit that says, I'm here. Let them notice you in the small things, in the gentle things, in the ways they might have missed because they were too tired to look. Protect their faith during this season, not from struggle, but through it. Hold what feels fragile. Guard what feels vulnerable. Keep what feels like it might break, because you're stronger than their exhaustion. You're bigger than their doubt. You're more faithful than their feelings. For those who feel like they're failing, who look at others and wonder why their faith feels harder, remind them that everyone's journey is different. That comparison is a thief. That what they see on the outside rarely matches what's happening inside. That they're exactly where they need to be, even if it doesn't feel like it. Teach them to be gentle with themselves, to speak kindly to their own hearts, to give themselves the same grace they'd give a friend, because they've been so hard on themselves. And they don't need more pressure. They need more compassion. Let this season become something beautiful, not because it was easy, but because they learned to rest. They learned to be honest. They learned that you meet weakness with strength, and that sometimes the deepest growth happens in the quietest places. Help them release the need to have all the answers, to feel strong all the time, to be further along than they are. Teach them that it's okay to be where they are, that you're working even when they can't see it, especially when they can't see it. Not the kind that comes from pushing through, but the kind that comes from finally letting go, the kind that rises when they stop carrying what was never theirs to carry, the kind that flows from surrender. Replace their anxiety with assurance, their guilt with grace, their weariness with rest, not all at once, but gently, one moment at a time, one breath at a time, one small step at a time. Father, let this be a turning point, not because everything suddenly changes, but because they finally gave themselves permission to be tired and found you waiting there, not with disappointment, but with open arms. Help them trust that this season won't last forever, that exhaustion is temporary, that rest is coming, that renewal is possible, and that you're with them through all of it. Every hard day, every empty prayer, every moment they felt nothing. You are there, you are here, you will be there, always. Take one more slow breath. Let it fill your lungs completely. Hold it for just a moment. Now release it. And with it, release the pressure, the guilt, the fear that you're not enough. You are enough, not because of what you do, but because of who you belong to. You don't have to carry this alone anymore. God is holding you, even when you can't feel it, especially when you can't feel it. Rest in that. Trust in that. Believe that. You don't have to have it all together. You just have to stay. And you're still here. That's enough. Walk into this day knowing you are loved. Not for your strength, but in your weakness. Not for your faith when it's easy, but for your faithfulness when it's hard. You are seen. You are known. You are held. If this prayer touched your heart, write amen in the comments. Not for me, but as a declaration of faith for your own heart. May God walk with you today and guide every step you take.